everybody, and welcome back to the Craic Heads Podcast with just myself for now, but we have a special guest on today. Shannon has her granny's funeral today, unfortunately, so she can't be with us this week once more, but she will 100% be back next week, and I honestly cannot wait for her to come back. Like, I actually miss her so much. It just doesn't feel right without her. Like, obviously I love having my guests on and stuff, but it just doesn't feel right with Shannon not here, so I'm excited to have her back, and I'm sure you all are too. But yeah, welcome back to all of our little crackheads who have listened to the other episodes. And if you're new here, this is basically just a podcast for the gals and for the gays and for anyone who's up for a bit of crack. Like, think of it as a big crazy group chat with your unhinged brother and sister. But this week is going to be two gay brothers because we have the very lovely Mr. Gerry Lavs on. So Gerry is a content creator, he's a local influencer, local presenter, he is a local radio host, and yeah, he's been in the game for such a long time and he's just such a fun life. So I was like, yeah, Gerry, do you want to come on today? Because he's actually just back from Coachella. So in today's episode we talked all things Coachella, done a bit of talking about Ibiza and party seasons, and Gerry told some mad stories, the things he got up to in the past, and we also got a little bit deep talking about like sexuality and growing up in Northern Ireland and maybe the difficulties that we may have had growing up here in terms of dealing with our sexuality and sort of finding out who we are as people. And we also talked a bit about the social media world as well. So yeah, it was an amazing chat and I'm excited for you to listen. Enjoy! And if you are listening and you have not yet hit follow or subscribe, please do us a massive favour, and it takes 2 seconds out of your time and it's free to literally just hit the follow and subscribe button. It means you won't miss out on any episodes, and it also helps us so much. Like, we're just constantly improving, we're getting more cameras in, we're hopefully maybe getting more editors in and things like that. Like, we just want to keep improving for you guys and just make this podcast the best that it possibly can be. So that wee 2-second follow literally means so much more than you know. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone who supports the podcast. And yeah, we love you. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Craic Heads Podcast.
Why am I here?
We have a very special guest with us today. We've got an influencer, we've got a radio host, we've got a presenter, we've got a full-time mod bastard. Gerry Lavs, welcome.
Okay, I always call him Cahar though. It's just I'm very like he's a country boy to me, so it's always Cahar. But obviously we'll call him Kegs today. How are you? All good?
I am great.
All good. You are both killing it with us.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
So yeah, we've been doing this week 6 now, to be fair.
Is this week 6 already? Oh my gosh.
Yes, so Gerry is in this week for Shannon, as Shannon has got her granny's funeral today, unfortunately. So yeah, she's been going through it the past week, but she will be back next week. I promise you, she'll be back. So yeah, I actually do miss her. It's weird.
And I would say,
because
you likely get so used to like kind of having each other's dynamic. And then how do you find you had Dervla on, didn't you? Yeah.
Dervla on last week. How was that? Yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
really
Dervla's a wee angel, like.
Oh, she's great. So she is.
Yeah, she's so nice. But yeah, what's the crack this week? So what the podcast usually goes like is we have different segments. So first segment is like, what's the crack this week? Okay. Then we do wait till you hear the crack, where someone tells like some sort of story about their life.
Okay.
Third section is what's the crack with. So it's either like what's the crack with like a certain topic, or what's the crack with, say, like a person. So it'll be like what's the crack with Gerry Lavs this week.
Okay.
And then the final one is sort of like our dilemmas.
Oh, great. Oh, like great. Okay.
So
okay. I'm excited.
Let's do it. Let's get stuck straight in.
Okay.
So straight into the first segment.
Okay.
Gerry Lavs, what is the crack this week?
So I am only back. Jet lag as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. See, even being on a podcast, you can curse, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay. Curse away. Great. I am only back. So I was in LA there. I was at Coachella. You've never been to Coachella?
Never been to Coachella, no.
Oh my god. But the one thing that's crazy about Coachella is it's one of them things I think everybody looks at it and you think, wow, like, oh my gosh, like that must be like crazy, like Instagram heaven, which it is.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say about it is, obviously, I know you do love a festival though, don't you? So what all festivals have you been to in the UK?
Park Life. I've actually not been to that many big festivals. No, I never. You know what? Because I was always a season boy.
Right, you're always away.
I missed always like. I don't like Hideout or Croatia.
Yes.
And I haven't done like a big camping festival or anything like that.
But you've done like the raves, like Warehouse Project. Yeah, right. So,
I'm definitely a raver boy.
Right, but you know the way, like, let's be real, like we're kind of like like the Irish, anyone over in England, like any kind of festivals, they're messy. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're really messy.
Like
chaos. Americans, different kind of thing. I would say an American festival's a lot more tame. Weirdly, like you see, like even in the crowd, we've seen like Peggy Goo, and like the Americans are just kind of standing, and they're like this, like.
Oh, really?
And it's just a wee bit like, I'm like, are you in a K-hole or are you
Very
just
chill.
maybe not vibing it? I don't know what's going on. Like, it's very bizarre, but they're not like enthusiastic. You know, the way we're up on each other's shoulders, we're
Yeah.
going mental.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like that.
So
So it's-
Coachella's not very sensible.
It's like this. It's good music. It's the vibe of it is really cool, but it's
Yeah.
it is very tame.
Okay,
from
right,
what
yeah.
we're used to. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if we're the problem or I think they're the problem.
They're the
Like,
problem.
they should maybe be trying to get more into it. Like, it's a festival for fuck's sake.
It probably is because
Um,
everything's so expensive over there as
Oh
well.
fuck! Don't even $20 for a vodka soda and $15 for a pizza slice.
$15.
$15 for one slice of pizza.
That's insane.
No, I'm not gonna lie. The pizza was like unreal, but you can't justify it.
Yeah.
Like $15 for a slice of fucking pizza.
Did you eat when you were there?
That was what I ate. The
Oh my
slice
God,
of pizza.
fair.
But I was like, that's all I'm eating all day.
Was that a couple of weeks ago now?
So it would have been about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So we done like LA first, and then basically like you go to the Coachella's in Palm Springs, so it's about a 3-hour drive outside LA. So we done like a wee mini holiday in Los Angeles, done like Beverly Hills, Hollywood Walk
No,
of
I
Fame.
seen that. Tell
All
me
was
about that
insane.
first.
Oh my god, unbelievable! Just a
Seen you all the
different world.
celebs' houses and all.
So we done like a Hollywood tour. If you're ever in LA, highly recommend. But it's we're driving past like Mike Tyson. We've seen Al Pacino. Al Pacino was
out
sitting
in his
outside,
wheelchair?
out in the front in the wheelchair. Yeah,
seen
I
that.
near died.
Was that in your vlog?
Yes, that was in
I
my
think I seen
vlog.
your vlog,
But we near died. You just didn't expect to see them. Christina Aguilera, Justin Bieber, the Olsen twins. Do you remember them?
Oh my
Mary,
God, yes.
Mary-Kate and Ashley.
What the
Yeah,
hell, of
I
course.
know.
That's a throwback. That.
Such a throwback.
Did you
but-
see them?
No, I've seen their house. Just,
Right, okay.
just seen their house, and then
What are they doing now? Don't know. Are they just rich from being?
I thought. Well, think the wee man said the wee man that was driving the turbo. He said that they're like in New York a lot of the time now. So I don't know. I haven't heard of them, but still, like they're iconic. Like
Oh, icons.
and then Playboy Mansion. It's all built down now.
Oh, knocked
So
down?
It's been knocked down.
Right.
And then the house that Michael Jackson lived in before he passed away. Yeah, seen loads.
And did you see any celebs
Celebrities.
around the
Seen
streets?
one. Do you know? He's in Dodgeball. Justin
I don't
Justin
know.
Long maybe. He was.
not
Have you
sure.
ever seen Jeepers Creepers?
Don't know.
The horror movie.
No, probably not then.
Right, basically like an actor, like.
Okay,
but
I
he-
think I seen that in your
yeah,
story,
he
but I
was-
didn't recognize
yeah,
him.
But I'm very like I'm the type I would play it cool. I get very awkward.
Oh, I would play cool
would you
as
go up to
well.
somebody?
No.
no.
Well, depends who it is. I like if it was
So like, say if somebody off Love Island, you wouldn't give it. Like,
Absolutely
no,
not.
no, neither,
way.
no.
Definitely not someone. No. If it was like maybe like Justin Bieber and I was just so happened to be standing beside him,
Right, okay.
I would be like chatting to him. I'd be like, oh my god, Justin Bieber.
Would you
like,
be
what's that?
casual or would you like
Oh,
freak-
casual?
Casual, yeah.
100% casual. Like I've been with I spoke with this in the last week episode. Been around like big celebrities like that before.
Yes.
And like I played a casual like Sam Smith, Lewis Capaldi. Actually, no, you know what? Lewis
You've met them?
I said this in the last week's episode.
Serious?
I was dancing with Sam Smith in a gay club in London. I was like, what is going
Shut
on?
up.
But playing it cool. But then my
Right.
friend tried to take a video and he like pushed us out of the group.
you see.
But
It's
then with Lewis Capaldi and Usain Bolt, I was absolutely steaming and obviously got the video out. Like,
Uh-huh.
but other than that, I don't know.
Usain Bolt.
I told us
The runner?
I told us last week on the episode. It was so
I'm surprised
random.
that you even know.
No, this is what it was.
Right, okay.
I literally spoke about this last week's episode, so re-listen and you'll know what I'm on about.
Uh-huh.
But I was in a student night out in Manchester with, the Sedgley twins.
Yes, yes.
I was
Friends
with
with Lauren and all. Yes.
So I was with them. They were invited up to this table at some like club in Manchester, and like
China
a
White or
Wednesday night,
something.
one of those. So we were
yeah.
just dancing, and then one of the twins tapped me, and she was like, "Kegs, you're dancing right next to Usain Bolt." And I looked up, I was like, "What the fuck is he doing in the
Oh my
student night out in
gosh.
Manchester?"
Oh, stop.
And then he was getting on the mic, and all. It was so funny.
Oh, really? Oh my God, stop.
But yeah, I played it semi cool.
I know. It's kind of like you don't want to be.
What would you do?
So I think it depends who it is. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I remember one time. This is whenever I was younger. My friend, he was auditioning for the X Factor,
Was he?
and so we were all like there. So we were standing with Dermot O'Leary. That was 100%. But then Kelly Rowland walked past with her bodyguard, and I don't know why. I just was like, ah! And then like the bodyguard came like running after, like charging at me, and I was like, oh fuck, shit, never
Why
mind.
did they
Like,
come running after
I think
you?
I was very excitable that they thought, oh god, like loose cannon, do you know that type of thing?
Oh
like,
my god!
get him away. But like
They probably see some loose cannons.
I wasn't going running towards her. It just I freaked out and they maybe panicked. Do you know that type of thing?
Maybe I.
But it's like I couldn't imagine being that. Like like if you were like a celebrity like that. I don't. Would you think it wouldn't be for me? Like the older you get, I've learned anyway. Like privacy is a valuable thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like I suppose like we kind of live in this world where like everything's kind of online now, and like you can become a creator and you can do so many cool things, which is great. But then I think sometimes we forget like there's the internet, which feels like nearly like a false universe.
Yeah.
And then there's like life. So sometimes like, especially like I remember in lockdown, like because we were all very much like nearly conditioned in our own wee bubbles, obviously, like with restrictions and stuff, you weren't really seeing people. And then when you left lockdown, it's like people you didn't know would maybe like recognize you or things like that. That always was a bit like, oh, like you weren't used to that. Do you know what I mean? But
100%.
But I think though, like I'm a people's person, so I love meeting new people.
Oh, same.
And you're the same. Like you could make friends with anybody, and I think that's like the type of person you need to be if you're wanting to be in this kind of line of work.
100%.
You know, because I think the one thing is, it's like there's a lot of it's not anybody that I would know personally, like, but you can't put yourself out there and then expect like, oh, like, you know, don't like, you can't be like dismissive of people that maybe, you know, I just think that's really rude.
Oh my God, I was listening to, we're going off on a tangent here.
But that's always the best though.
Yeah,
like,
sure. So we was listening to, was it, you know, Chloe Burrows?
Yes, Love Island.
So I love her. She's literally one of my favorite people.
Her. Yeah,
and
so
she was
funny.
talking on her. I was listening to her Coachella podcast yesterday.
So was I. Oh my
And
gosh, right?
She was saying that Millie went up to Megan Fox, the
Megan
White
Fox?
Fox thing, and she asked for a photo, and Megan Fox was like, no.
No.
Megan Fox has the right to be dismissive of people.
I think it's but I think there's a polite way, like there's a polite way to be like that, but it's kind of, you kind of have to be Megan Fox. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, but you can also be having a bad day or whatever. But it's like,
oh my God, no! I remember once I was getting a flight in like Belfast airport one morning,
right?
And I was like hungover, dying, could not be
Right.
honest. Like, please don't come near me. I was sitting in the corner in the airport, hat on, like space
hermit mode,
like
yeah.
no one can hear me. This like probably half drunk Hindu comes up to me in the airport. I was like, this is not the time.
They're the best. They are the best. You,
any other day, come up to me. Like, I will be up for the crack. I'll be fucking in the bar with you. But like that day, I was just like, oh my God, I can't. Like hiding.
I know. And did they spot you?
Yeah.
Did they recognize you then?
It was good crack if you're listening to this. It was funny, but also I was not in the mood.
Ham party. It was always like lag and bar. Like they are taking a full table. There's about 20 of them. They've got the cowboy hats on.
Literally. So let's go back to LA.
Right, LA. Okay. So LA, and then that was grand on LA Hollywood tour, all that malarkey, and then Hollywood sign. Then we went to Palm Springs, and then the festival for 3 days.
Okay.
And like, there's a lot to tell about the festival, but not like, it went so quick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's, as I already said, it's not like a festival that you would get fucked at. Do you know what I mean? It's more like, but it makes up for it in other ways. So it's very mellow. And I think now, like, you're still sober, aren't you? Yeah.
Ish,
right?
Like, I
okay.
haven't been drunk in like 2.5 months.
But like going out and getting, like, you know the way, like when you're younger, I think it's like you feel like you need to be at this certain level. Like, I need to be in fifth gear or else I'm not going to be able to enjoy myself. Do you know what I mean? But when you get older, you're a bit more like, no, I want to get more confident at being able to dance sober, or, you know, not feel that like codependency of alcohol. But the thing is, that's what I loved about it. Like, you didn't feel the need to drink. There was so much going on around you. There was so much happening, and there was, even though it was tame, there was a great buzz.
I think I would love that if everyone was
You
sober.
would enjoy it. You really would. And you've got such like a variety of music. Like, you had No Doubt, Doja Cat, Peggy Gou, Thames, Justin Bieber came out.
Who was the best act you've seen?
Doja Cat, for production, it was insane.
Really?
It was insane. Like, she shaved her head on the stage, and
Shut
she
up.
had this like mud wrestling thing. It was so fucked up. But do you know the way she's kind of like,
Devilly.
I don't know what satanic. I don't know what to
satanic
call it. Like,
word.
something a bit like grungy or now.
Demonic.
Not sure, but like, but it was it was a vibe. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a vibe, and the production was really good. But the Americans mustn't really be a big fan of her. Like, it was insane, but like, they weren't really that hyping her up. Michael Beebe was also there. It was his first setback.
Love.
But I never got to see it. I was raging.
I seen him in Ibiza in the summer.
I've seen him in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? Solid Grooves.
That was Solid Grooves.
Solid Grooves,
He came back for one night after he got like all clear, I think. I don't know if he had all clear at that time. I'm not sure. But it was like Ramo, the DC-10.
Oh yeah. Oh, stop. But that's always DC-10 though.
DC-10.
Where would be your favourite club in Ibiza, if you had to pick?
Oh, that's just a hard question.
That's a hard one, isn't it?
Depends what's on and what mood you're in. I like Ushuaia. I
love Ushuaia for the daytime
daytime
sort of daytime type of thing.
I do love High sometimes.
Oh,
And
high would be I love the disco
Yeah,
toilets.
same, I love the disco
if
toilets.
you've ever been, it's class.
I live in disco toilets. If I'm in high, I'm at Glitterbox.
Glitterbox on a Sunday.
Glitterbox
you're
Sunday.
Like,
Disco toilets. It's such a vibe. But yeah, no, the high disco toilets are. I do like DC10 once all the grooves on. It's just always so
So
round.
packed. It's so packed. That's the annoying
So
part.
is High now as well. High's got like that.
Yeah.
Which is can't move.
I know.
The super club's opening. The biggest super club in the world's reopening this year. Privilege.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's reopening this
Stop
year.
it.
So
And is it being called Privilege or is it being rebranded?
Not sure if it's being rebranded or not.
Serious? Oh my god, stop.
Because yeah, one of my friends is actually one of the managers in this. I'm like, right, I'm definitely gonna come over and
Definitely.
visit.
And you gotta go. You were only back from Ibiza. How was
I
that?
was there. I was good. It was good. It was chill. Didn't
More
drink or
spiritual.
anything.
Were you Santa Ilaria or around that?
Around that area.
Around that
yeah.
area, somewhere a bit more quiet.
So it was very chill. But yeah, I was just not partying. But I got offered a really cool job for the
Out
summer.
there? Are you gonna go?
No, I said no.
Here we go.
I said no.
Right, can we just pause this a minute, right? Because I'm now going to call him out. So last year, right, full of fucking shit, right? I've known him a while. And sometimes I feel like I'm your granny a wee bit. Like I'm always telling him off, right? One minute, like it's like, will I do this or will I not do that? And I'm like, don't do that. Then he goes and does the opposite. So you were planning it and moving to Belfast. Me and you had like a wee content day. We were writing a wee plan. You were like, I'm going to do YouTube and I'm going to do this. And I was like, that would be great, Kegs. Great. Love that for you. And then you got a bed. You got a bed moved into Emily McNeil's apartment. And you were like, yeah, no, this is me staying at home for the summer, right? Because he never stays in this country. I'm surprised you've actually been here this long. Literally a day later moves to fucking Ibiza.
A day later?
No, it literally was about a week though. I swear, moves. And I was like, what about the fucking bed? You literally just got a bed, moved it in, like this brand new bed, you had this plan, and then just scrapped it and worked in Ocean Beach. But you had a good time though.
I was just sort of coming out of like a wee mini tiny breakup, and I was
Right,
just like,
okay.
fuck
You just
it.
needed that
all over the place.
like a hot girl summer kind of
hot girl summer vibe.
Right, okay.
But I feel like I'm definitely staying at home now. Like I turned down that job, and if I had been offered that job any time in the past 7 years, I would have jumped at it. Like such a good
Ocean
job.
Beach.
No,
But
not
then the
Ocean
job
Beach.
that you got offered.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It was basically doing like social media for like boats and yachts and shit.
Oh
Would
wow.
have been sick, and you work like your own hours and stuff like that, so it would have been perfect. But
Oh yeah.
I've just too much commitments at home, like the pod. I can't leave
Yeah,
the pod,
I know.
So I was again staying at home,
But you can always go out and here and there.
I'm
Like,
gonna go
you
on
know what I
holidays,
mean?
aye.
Go out and you could even go out and do wee bits here and there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have, that's the good thing about like, obviously like content creating and freelance, and you can kind of take it anywhere with you,
Yeah.
which is great.
But
I don't think we can take all this though, but
No,
like,
we can't take all this.
there's
I
too
think
much
it is.
equipment.
I think it definitely, like you said to me before, it's definitely better when you base yourself in Ireland.
Base yourself,
Yeah.
No, it is.
100%.
It is. And then you can always go away and come back. Nothing's far away. Like,
Yeah,
apart from
absolutely
Australia, which I've seen you talk about, but anyway.
not. Australia is far. I would definitely love to go back at some point, but
To live permanent or just go over for a while?
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with the flow. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's one place I've never been.
I love it.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Is it?
Well, everyone has their own opinions. Like Shannon obviously didn't enjoy
She
it.
didn't enjoy it. Yeah, like I know she was going through a hard time with it, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
she didn't enjoy it as much as other people, but I absolutely love. Well, to be fair, a few years we spoke about this in the very first episode of the pod. We done this episode on Australia.
Yeah.
And the first time I was there, didn't really enjoy it that much, but this
Right.
time,
You
obviously loved it.
had a ball.
Yeah.
And that was when you had the pink hair.
Yes.
Yes, aye, that was about it.
I'm thinking about going back pink
I've
again.
seen that. I think like an electric pink though.
Aye.
Or
Well,
like some like a hot pink.
Yeah.
You know, like very vibrant. Would
with
be
like a
cool.
mullet.
Yeah, let me see them all at the back now. Oh, it's really growing.
growing
How do you
right.
get that to grow? I could never get that to grow.
No?
No, wouldn't suit me though.
Okay.
I'm oh no.
I do like it.
I'm a
I don't know how I would look
Gay,
with
I'm not cool.
Fuck it. But yeah, no, I'm thinking about doing it for Mighty Hoopla. Have you ever been?
Stop it. Oh my gosh, that is one place I've always wanted to go. Do you know that?
Come. Why don't you?
Is it not sold out?
No, they're releasing tickets this week.
Oh, are they? Oh, stop
Right,
it.
more
Right,
tickets,
okay. I have never been, always wanted to go to Mighty Hoopla because it's so camp. Like,
So
you've
gay.
so many, like old pop stars. Like, it's classic
No,
sugar
it's like
babes
the
and-
gayest festival
yeah,
ever.
really gay, yeah.
So I just want to go to
So
that.
flamboyant. Oh my gosh, that would be unreal. And that's in London, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
think I might save my soberness till then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just go mad.
Maybe.
But you know
We'll
what
see.
though? You see, whenever when you do that though, it's like you appreciate like a rave or a festival. Say for instance, like you're kind of like, do you know what? Like maybe gonna do this one sober or like whatever, blah blah blah. And then you're like, right, I've got this big festival coming up, or I've got this big thing, and it's like, right, okay, I'm gonna unhook the bra and take the wig off and have
Swing
a
my
good time, and just let loose.
Yeah. We'll
Uh-huh.
see what the crack is. Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Go with the flow.
So yeah, you went to freaking hell. We going mad tangents here,
I
don't
know,
we?
oh
Jesus
my God.
Christ.
It's I've never fallen over. I know. This is what happens in podcasts. I find like you forget what you're talking about.
Yeah, just got an absolute rampage. Right, we'll go back to Coachella. Oh my god.
Right. Okay. Back.
So you were there. You seen Doja Cat?
Doja Cat.
You didn't see any celebrities?
Seen? Oh my god, the fella from the Ace Family. Do you remember the Ace Family on YouTube?
I don't know what that is.
So they were like a family.
I was never a big YouTube queen.
Were you not?
Never not.
I was like, I love like Tana Mojo, like Trisha.
Yeah, I got
Paytas.
into them recently from TikTok
and their podcasts and stuff.
And their podcast, but I was never a big YouTube watcher ever.
Yeah.
Like even the segment and stuff like that. Like I only recently started watching their videos. Like first time ever.
Oh stop! But it's
I would have loved to see Tana Mojo. Oh my god.
Tana Mojo. I know, and she was there too. Paris Hilton was there as well. Like all these people were there. But the thing
Tana
is,
it's sober.
I know, like, but you could. But the thing is, you could do it sober though. Yeah. But the one thing about it is, it's like it's that big, it's huge. Like the site, there's about maybe like 7 or 8 stages. So you find that you can't, like, you don't bump into these people casually. Do you know what I mean? But we did see Justin Bieber walk by, then the fella from the Ace Family.
And no one would stop him, would they?
There's always like a security man with them, and what you often find is they're wearing like a hat and like a bandana. So they're kind of like blended into the background. You'd only really notice them, and like some of them are standing right beside you.
Okay.
In the crowd, like they're in the crowd, but they've maybe one security man, and they're really disguised.
And no one would go near them.
But then also everybody's just very much like playing it cool.
Yeah, you do.
Which I think is good. That's nice, you know, like let people be able to enjoy the festival and have their own experience. You don't need to be annoying them. You know what I mean?
They'd probably get a few wee fangirls.
Yeah, a few but like. You know, you're not being bombarded, I suppose, because obviously...
You know as well, I seen you posting this drink, and I was like, wait, did they bring Gerry to Coachella? Like, what was
What drink? Oh, Sprinter!
What is that?
Oh my god. Oh, Kegs. Unbelievable. No, they didn't.
I was like...
No, we paid for it. No.
You were doing good advertising for them, like?
No, but that's good. No, because I fucking love the drink. It was unbelievable. So it's Kylie Jenner's new drink.
What?
That's Kylie Jenner's brand, yeah.
Shut up.
Vodka soda.
Oh my... What? Kylie Jenner's got an alcohol... I did not know this.
Only came out 2 months ago.
Right, okay.
And then you can only get it at the minute in America.
That's why Melina commented something like Kardashian sign you up or
yes,
something. Yes, right,
so it's Kylie Jenner's drinks brand.
Okay.
But they were
she
doing
must be fucking making bank.
But they were all out like in the festival, like doing like pop-ups and things like that and stuff. But I got like a case. They were like doing like deliveries and stuff. So I'd got a case of it to try out, and I'm not going unbelievable. Like there's like peach flavor, cherry flavor, like lime flavor. Like they're really, really nice.
Unreal.
Only 4%, but like
still that's the same
like,
as what's here, isn't it?
More than enough though.
Yeah.
So kind of like a WKD.
And you brought the drink in with you?
I didn't bring them in with me, but like just if you're going to a festival, you can get these wee pouches off like I think Amazon. Yeah, it's like a wee pouch, and then like you just like fold it in half, and you can nearly fold it like an envelope and just.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's so handy.
I know.
I'll definitely be getting that from the next.
Oh,
festival,
swear
like.
no. So, but the thing, and this is the thing, say for instance, right, you go to Warehouse Project, right? You have to go through 3 rounds of security, right? And then you have to go through fucking sniffer dogs, like the full works, like the security is intense. You see at Coachella, you just walk straight through.
Yeah,
they barely checked you. They didn't even check our bags.
I was gonna say it's probably safer there, but it's probably not even America's
but you do go through like a detector,
right?
So I think what they're looking for is obviously anything that would be harmful in that kind of way,
right? Yeah.
But you know the way that obviously at festivals at home, because of like the culture of them, they're really like you know they're searching for anyone maybe like say trying to like sell drugs or things like that and stuff.
Probably,
But I don't really think that would be a thing in America.
Oh really?
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
I don't know. Well, there was.
Maybe I don't know. You know what? I actually know because I remember. I was listening to American podcast. What did it have been? Tana Mojo's? And it was an American podcast recently, and they were talking about how mad UK people are for taking drugs.
Drugs, yes.
So maybe it's not as common in America as like big festivals and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't really think it would be big over. It's England and stuff. But you see a lot of it obviously when you go and live out in like Ibiza and stuff, and you're meeting different people. It's just such like a normalized thing.
It's such a normalized thing over there, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you got any festivals planned coming up after this?
So really, love AVA. I think AVA is the best festival. I love it so much.
I'll be there. We were there last year together.
It was unreal.
It was so good.
But AVA, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah.
But
same.
like at the minute, that's the only one I'm like dead set and going.
Because I'm basing myself at home this year, I'm making an effort to go to as many festivals.
Have you ever been to Emerge?
No.
Oh, unbelievable. It's really good.
I think that might be the same time as my group trip to Morocco.
Oh, really?
It's the end of August, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, actually, it might be before that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then I want to do a few of the ones down south as well. I've never done them.
Oh, like Electric Picnic and all.
Right. I want to do a few spiritual festivals as well. Like pure like hippy dippy ones.
Work, mama.
Gerry's like, shut up.
No, not for no. But I say that, like, if you're into that, it would be really, really cool. But we always kind of have this, like, we're very like agree to disagree. So like you're very like mantras and spirituality. I'm kind of very like life's a bitch. Do you know? Like it's
Well, to be fair, you were talking about the full moon there.
I know.
Ago.
I want. Don't. I'm getting a wee bit more spiritual in fairness. So I am. But
I've been going through it this week, and I've just been in the worst.
There's definitely something in the air.
It's the full moon.
Full moon. But you know what? I feel like the full moon's all like. Do you know? I'm like, and it happens all the time. I'm like, fuck. I feel like really lethargic, or I feel really deflated, or I feel like shit. And I'm like, what is that? And it's like, oh. And then someone writes to me like, hey, it's the moon again. And I'm like, oh my god, like again. And it's like, does the moon ever literally fuck off?
It's
like
every
it's
month,
all
like.
the fucking time. 1 minute it's like retrograde, then Mercury.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue about it. This like
retrograde ends today as well. Like fuck.
But like it's never ending. There's always something. I thought this only happened like once a year.
No, it's the fucking planet's
It's always going.
I think it's been a lot more recently. For some reason, there's been lots going on.
Right.
I don't really know, to be honest.
Don't know.
I just kind of look it up when I'm feeling shit. I'm like, what's happening?
I know you need to blame it on something, don't you?
I feel like we're not really following the segments this week, but we're just gonna have a bit of crack.
A bit of crack, yeah.
Chatting.
I know, because Shannon's not here anyway, so this is just maybe like a, you know.
But I was thinking, I never touched on your outfits for Coachella. I just want to say that you were like the fucking queen of Coachella.
People, do you know this is the thing. You know, you see Coachella on the internet and everybody goes all out, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of like the vibe.
Yeah.
We got there and it was like nobody else was really doing it.
No.
And it was like at first I was like, oh god, like I feel. Do you know nearly like you feel like the person that's maybe like overdressed at like something. Do you know that type of thing? You're like, oh god, like I kind of look a wee bit silly here.
But they definitely used to.
What?
They definitely used to.
I don't think it's a thing anymore. But you know what it is? I think now people are more into this kind of like clean girl aesthetic, like cool but casual. Like, you know, like put my hair in a bun and wear a tank top and, you know.
No, I loved your outfits.
Did you like
how
them?
much preparation did you put in that?
That took about
close friends.
3 months. Yeah, so the close friends were always getting updated, but it was about 3 months preparation. One got made and then the rest sourcing things from like China and different things and stuff.
And you were inspired by like brats and all that there.
But the way I do it is, so I type like Pinterest. I love, like, it's my Bible. So I will go on Pinterest, create mood boards like of different outfits I like, Coachella fashion, seeing different kind of themes, styles, things like that. Then you narrow it down, then you narrow it down, then you narrow it down. I wanted 3 days all to be completely different. One was very Y2K pop culture.
Yeah.
One was very like Coachella, the boho, like the flares and the feathers and the cowboy boots. And then the other one was I wanted to be like kind of reconstructed or like designed from the concept of like a Timberland boot.
Yeah, fair.
But
what was your favourite?
Oh, I don't think I can pick because I don't think I have a favourite, but I would say the white one I think was the one that I felt most like puss.
Okay, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Cunt.
It was given cunt. Like I was walking, like, because the wee shorts with the wee flary things, and like, you twirl about and they would flare with you, and you know, wee things like that.
I loved your Y2K one.
The white, really? You see, then everybody like Danielle Collins, they all love that one.
Yeah, because I remember when you were posting your close friends, you weren't
I wasn't sure about it.
I was like, no, I
think because the hat was so big.
Where's the hat from?
So the hat was from Etsy. No, it wasn't that girl. No, it wasn't.
That's what I thought it was.
Designer. No.
Is it the girl from
no, I wish.
Is it Rashid?
Downside Rashid. Hers are unreal. No, but it was off. It was off Etsy, so like a different designer off Etsy.
See, like I need you to style me for any
I lost the fucking hat though. I was raging.
You lost it?
Lost it coming out of the festival.
How did you?
But like the last day, so I kind of was sober the first 2 days, but then I was like, right, Doja Cat's on. I want to get lit, so I snuck in the drink again. Gatorade in 2 bottles. Was drinking it, not drinking water. You're in a desert. You should be staying hydrated, getting your electrolytes. But no, I was like, no, I'm getting turned up.
I was gonna say, did the hat like annoy you because it was so big?
The hat was so annoying, so I kept taking it off. But I had a bandana underneath, like a pink bandana, so I just kept taking it off. And then it gets really, really, really cold in the desert, which you wouldn't think in the evening.
Yeah.
Fuck me, Baltic, like nipples that honestly they could open an envelope, like just like pointers in the end. And I was froze, so I ended up having to buy this big like tartan blanket off a stand for $30, and it's like fuck all.
Literally.
And like I was walking about, so like you look good and you got the photos and all, but once the sun went down, you look like shit. Everybody like a hoodie on or like it was just a festival. I was like, oh god, we need to survive this now.
Like I'm such really a last minute type of guy. I would not be be able to put preparation and like that.
But you have a cool, like you've got your own wee swag though. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Fair.
You are like very like the cool boy, very like kind of like. But then I feel like you've got a wee bit punk.
I'm a wee bit punk guy.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I actually do like a wee bit of like, punk skater boy.
Like skater boy, like yeah.
I love that vibe. I don't know why.
Like the baggy jeans, like the oversized kind of jumpers, very like yeah.
Yeah, I do like that vibe. I don't know.
But it suits you though.
Thanks.
It suits you though.
And then I don't know what my style changes all the time. Depends
It's
what country
always
I'm in.
yeah. No, it is. Because Ibiza, you find it's more like your vibrant, colorful, fun. Like
Thailand, I was just pure hippie vibes. Didn't really give a shit.
But it is very that though.
And then Australia, I was a wee gay slut.
Yeah, very like Mardi Gras vibes. Yeah. No, but that it is. It's all about the environment. But this is the thing. I was dressed and thinking that this is the way that people would be at Coachella. So I was surprised at how casual it was. You know,
there's no festivals in Ireland you could really go all out like that for, could you?
Yeah, well, I do think AVA is very creative. That's why I do love it. And like, you know, like I think predominantly, maybe obviously where we're from, people aren't maybe like, people don't really maybe get as expressive with it. I don't know, maybe if it's just kind of where we maybe feel a wee bit awkward still here. We're maybe, do you know, like, we're not really,
end of May?
AVA is end of May.
Wonder will I have pink hair by then? I might just do my hair.
I would.
Fuck it.
But do you not ever get worried? I'm always worried about, obviously, with your hair transplant, but like, and do you know I have to say this, right? You, hands down, have got the best hair transplant I think I've ever seen.
Thank you so much.
No, but like the hairline, like everything, it's so full. Like, because people usually, it takes them a couple of goes to kind of get that.
Yeah, it turned out class.
Really good.
So if anyone knows anyone wants a hair transplant, message me.
No, honestly, no, they are like unbelievable.
We plug. Yeah, no, I do. I love it, to be fair.
Yeah. So just be careful with the colouring because, you know, you've done all that work to get the voluminous hair.
Yeah,
you know.
I have asked them, and like whenever I had it blonde and all last year, I was like, I didn't want to continue doing it because the kids fucked it up.
It fucks it up, aye. Do you know what? It's so annoying. Blondes have more fun. Blonde is just a personality. I'm blonde. I love being blonde, but blonde is hard work.
Are you naturally blonde?
Naturally mousy blonde.
Okay, yeah,
but
fair.
I've got highlights now, but I would never go bleach blonde, even though that's I love
See, I was thinking of either going pink or else perm.
Don't do the perm.
Don't?
No, I like the wee swoosh.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
that's not told.
No. But I do love a perm though.
Yeah.
I do love a perm, but no, I think keep it the way it is and maybe just like a funky colour.
Okay, Kushti.
And then I would do maybe like a low volume bleach. Don't be going like white. Because all you need is just like the bleach to put a colour over it if you want to go with a colourful colour.
Yeah, I might just do that. We'll see what the crack is.
And then I thought as well, you know, like a hot orange or...
I was thinking orange, or even I love Emily's colour.
Like Emily's colour even, but more vibrant, more orange, right? And then maybe like a bright like Rihanna red streak going in the swoosh or like something or like up the side.
That sounds nuts.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like red and orange.
Red and orange, that sounds nuts.
I think that would be cool.
I think I need to see it first.
Yeah.
Right, so we didn't really go into like what's the crack this week, but I did see something on TikTok yesterday which I fucking loved and I think we could talk about it.
Okay.
So I think I shared it in my story. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Okay.
But this woman was basically videoing herself and her two kids were in the back seat of the car, this woman in Australia. And she was basically telling her kids that in some religions and some cultures, like it's not accepted to be gay. Like some families and some like religions don't accept to be gay. And the kids are in the back seat are like, what? Why? Like they're in utter shock that it's like not accepted. And then the woman's like telling her kids that like in some cultures, like there's a thing called coming out. Like you have to actually tell your family that you're gay because it's not accepted and stuff. And these kids, like it's Generation Alpha, they are in utter shock that this is a thing. And I was like, how amazing is that to see that generation?
But have you not found, it's bad, like obviously we both come from rural areas, like I definitely think that when you see now it's so much more progressive, like it really
massively,
is. And it's the thing, like obviously like with homophobia and things like that, you kind of have to look at where like originates from. And it is like if we're living in such segregated societies, if we're not traveling, if we're not expanding kind of our own wee cocoon, anything that's kind of different to us, we are going to be intimidated by or like scared of, and that's where the misconceptions often come. Yeah. But the thing is, that's why like representation is so important. Like, you know, like different ethnicities, sexualities, and the thing is, it's deeper than just being gay. Like, you know, you have like obviously non-binary, you have like transgender, you have like pansexual, asexual, like so many. It's such an umbrella of like, you know, different colorful people, and the thing is, everybody needs to be seen in order to be able to integrate. Because the thing is, we think because someone's different to like say if someone's different from us, we think, oh, we'd have nothing in common with them.
Yeah.
And it's like you would be surprised.
100%.
I think that's the one thing that annoys me the most is sometimes we get judged and people think that we're maybe a certain type of way, and it's like, we could have a lot more in common than you think. But I think now the generation, I feel like the younger generation are so much more like socially aware, and they're growing up in a more liberal environment. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I think social media has played a big factor for people just like being themselves on social media. Even like TV shows. Like growing up, we didn't have anything like Heartstopper have you ever watched Pose? No. Yes, Pose.
Really, really good. Drag Race, and Drag Race is very much like a fun show, but it touches in like so much about like obviously like gay culture and things like that. But it's but that's the thing. It's like when separate worlds integrate in mainstream media, then that means that it's ways where you're allowed to kind of like tap in or take a nosy or see like, and it's like, oh god, like I really like that, or oh god, that was really cool, or oh, that really is for me. But like, we can all be different and coexist and find things that we have in common. We might not agree with each other's like lifestyle choices, but it doesn't mean that we have to like discriminate and be hateful towards one another. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's different, and that's what makes, like, if we were all the same, how boring would that not be?
That'd be so fucking boring.
So boring. Like clones. Like, I just don't, I've never understood that, but I'm very glad that from a very young age, and I think it's like from being gay, that I think when you come from some sort of like a social like minority group or like something where you've experienced hardships of like prejudice, stereotypes, discrimination, in some sort of a way, it makes you empathetic. So I've always been very intrigued by different cultures, different walks of life. I've always gravitated towards it. Meanwhile, some people are like, "Oh, that's not for me," and it's like, meanwhile, I'm intrigued by somebody that's different to me.
I think
because I feel like I will learn something from it. I'm like, oh, like tell me about your life, like tell me your story, like tell me your culture, your background. Like I'm very fascinated by that.
I love that.
But that comes from a curiosity because you get it.
Yeah,
you have a similar story in a completely different way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. No, I definitely see that. Even when I'm traveling, I love it.
You meet so many different types of people. Yeah,
and I think traveling as well, from actually like you were saying, from leaving this like bubble that you may have grown up in, you then are opening your mind. You are meeting new people. You are meeting different people who are living as maybe their authentic selves. Yeah. Like I wouldn't probably be.
You would not be who you would not be. No way. 100%. You wouldn't. Me neither. No, you wouldn't, because it's there. You're meeting people that are more like-minded to you, which give you kind of the confidence. And I found Ibiza was definitely, whenever I lived in Ibiza, it was very,
mine as well.
Was it? Yeah. Because Ibiza is just such a magnetic place, and people have such like a negative misconception of it, but it is so beyond. It's so much more than the party element of it. Like
100%.
And you meet so many different types of people, from different walks of life, and that's the part that really I found when you're around that. It's so fluid and free and open-minded, and then that you're kind of, I want to tap into that, and then you kind of let your like restrictions down, and you kind of like let yourself go a wee bit, and you're like, I actually like how this feels, or I like this, and then come the end, like you just feel like you're like literally like a different person. Like
100%.
I definitely think I found myself in Ibiza.
Yeah.
100%.
That's when I had like my like awakening of like it was the first, I've spoken to this before in the podcast. It was in Ibiza when I felt like the first ever time where I felt like I was being myself, yourself, like, freely, and it was just like I was crying with happiness, and I could have got free tattooed on my hand because of it. Like I literally I
got actually like Spanish to be free. Yeah. Oh god, we are so cringe.
We're so cringe.
Stop. I got like Libre or something, like it means to be free in Spanish. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my god, we are so cringe. I was there 2022 2 years ago.
You done a season before that as well, though, didn't you?
No, I just always have been like for like wee stints.
I don't know why I had in my head you done like Ayia Napa or something.
I done Ayia Napa. Oh, you done Ayia Napa?
Yeah.
What do you think of Ayia Napa?
Well, it was my first season. I was just out of school. I was just fresh out of school, and I was just on a mad one.
Did you ever go to River Reggae?
That's where I worked. That was my job. Chlamydia pool.
Oh my god, chlamydia pool. If you've been to Ayia Napa, or if you are going to... Is it?
River Reggae shut down a few years ago.
Oh, did it? Right, mate. That's not a bad thing then. Never mind, you're good to go. And then
Aqua,
Club Ice. Aqua is always after parties. Club Ice. Did you ever go to Castle Club?
Yeah, I went once.
Once, didn't really vibe it though.
Nah, I can't even remember. Ayia Napa was what, like 8 years ago?
I worked in Titanic Club.
Did you?
I actually have a funny story. This is, oh my gosh, right? So I worked in Titanic Club, and then basically I was like, do you know whenever you go on holidays and like, you know, like the people that are standing out in the street trying to get you into the bar and like they're really, really annoying? That was my job. I think, did you ever do that? Or were you
That
like
was my job.
That was your job
So
as well?
I was outside,
like
basically
PR and
Titanic, getting people to go to River Reggae.
Aye. So
Yeah.
you weren't doing like ticket selling or anything like that?
It was PR and ticket selling because obviously River Reggae's a walk away.
Walk away. Oh yes, you had to get them in.
So I was on the strip PRing, but
PR
for
for River
Reggae.
Reggae, right? Gotcha. We were basically standing outside the bar, and then my boss was Cypriot, right? And he had a broken leg or whatever, but he always would have sat across the road on a wee stool, and he had a laser pen, right? And he never missed the pupil of your eye. If he was wanting you to get the attention of somebody, he would just sit on the chair and with his laser pen get you right in the eye, and then you knew like, fuck, shit, like, right, I need to get, there's a crowd somewhere. And he would then point the laser pen, you know, the whole way down the strip.
Yeah.
And there would say like a group of like stag or hens or whatever would be coming. And then if they walk past you and you didn't get them in, you maybe had like about 5 meters of space until like the next bar.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get the people into that bar within that 5 minutes, you were fucked basically. And we got paid like €30 to work from from 9 o'clock to like 3, like basically illegal, but you got free drink, which was fantastic.
That's why I worked.
That's why I did it too.
Like free drinks. Like I literally lived off like super noodles and free drinks.
Do you ever think when you're younger, like how stupid? Like, I was like, oh my god, this is unreal.
No, I got a job in Marbella the year after Ayia Napa, and I didn't get paid. As in, like we only got commission only, and we got like a couple of quid for every person we got in. So I would have worked like the entire night, and we wouldn't have got paid. We'd have just got free alcohol. It was probably like cheap as shit.
And it's funny, like I'm now at an age where I'm like, oh my god, pension scheme, and like thinking, you know, things like, and I'm like, oh my god, like to think back then. But there was this one day I couldn't get people in, right, and I was like, right, I'm gonna have to change the drink promotions here. So I was giving away I was giving like 5 Jager bomb, a fish bowl, and 6 double vodka for like €5, like for all of that, right? Just to get them in. And then the bartender had told the boss that I was doing this. And then so he comes with the crutches, crossing the road, laser pen in the eye, come with me.
Oh shit.
Like, oh god, what have I done? Goes into like the back room or whatever, and then he is like, what promotions have you been giving out? And I'm like, oh, I've been giving out right? And I'm standing here, and with his crutches literally pins me against the wall with the crutches, right?
Oh my god.
I'm sitting like this, I'm like, I can't get out. I'm like, fuck. And he's like, and he's looking at me like dead in the eye and is like, this is not the drink promotions. What do you think this is? It's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. If I catch you doing that again, you're fucking fired. And I was like, oh my god.
I thought he was going to say you're fucking dead.
I was only like 20 or something. I was like, I felt like a dick. Like, you know when you're trying not to cry and your eyes are like a crystal ball, like glazy as fuck. And I was like, oh my god, like I actually, mommy, I want to go home.
Did you work after that?
Oh, I kept working on for like, and we actually ended up getting on really well.
Did you go out there on your own?
Went out there with a friend.
Yeah.
Went out there with a friend. So I worked in that bar and she worked in the bar beside me.
Class.
But we only done it for like a month and a half because we had to go home to graduate.
Okay, fair.
But long enough.
I went out at 18, but I'm looking at my wee cousins who are 18 just leaving school, and I'm like, you're babies. But
yeah.
I literally got one my flight that evening by myself. I was like,
isn't it mental?
Like I was a baby,
literally. And then but like, are all them places still a thing anymore? Like Magaluf and all.
I think for younger ones maybe still.
Is it because obviously like we're older now, so we don't really know if that's like the vibe anymore.
I think people probably still
or like
go,
do young ones now go to like Ibiza and all?
I think it's becoming a lot more popular to go straight to Ibiza.
See, I was always very much like I wanted to do them all, but I was like Magaluf, like Santa Ponsa, Malia, Ayia Napa, Zante, get them all out of the way. And I always told myself, and this is very sensible, isn't it? Don't do Ibiza until you're at least 21 because there's a lot of drugs in Ibiza and you need to be sensible, like as in like, you know, stay away from that type 100%. Of thing.
That's the best. That was kind of
like, you know, like you're too young for Ibiza.
Ibiza's so expensive
like,
as well.
You know, it is. That too.
So
like,
that's what I when I was 18, I wanted to go to Ibiza, and people were like, no, go to like Ayia Napa and places like that first.
Yeah.
And then I unintentionally done what you're saying. So I done like Ayia Napa, I done like Magaluf,
getting them all out of the way.
Seasons there first. So Ibiza, I ended up doing Ibiza in 2019, and that would be my fourth season. So I had done 3 seasons in like other places first. And then I worked my way up to Ibiza. Yeah. Ibiza's like the elite level.
Like elite, like it is. But then the thing is, it is such a different culture, and because of the party culture, like obviously we've mentioned, like there's such a beautiful side of the island. Yeah. But like the thing is, if you are very young and very like you know, when we are that age, We are babies, like we are very impressionable,
Even at
and we're
21.
not streetwise in the way. And the thing is, in Ibiza, there is a lot, like, you know,
You could get sucked in very easily.
you could get sucked into things, and you could be doing things that you know, like that you shouldn't be doing and stuff. Like, and the thing is, like, I'm sure whenever you lived out there, like you hear like there's people that have died maybe from overdoses and things like that, and you know, especially with things like that, it's like you kind of have to be smart. Like, you know, it is a culture, it does exist, it's not going to go away. But if it's not going to go away, you need to be smart about it, and you need to be streetwise. Like, don't get caught up in that type of stuff.
100%
because there could be a dark side to it.
There is.
You see, my mum was always very streetwise, so she is always very like, stay away from this, say no to that, walk away. If you see two people getting quite up in each other's face, walk away quickly, because that's going to break in a fight. Don't get too stuck into the crowd. Don't get right up to the. She was such a warrior, but she was very streetwise. So it's always made me very sensible.
Okay, fair.
Like, I'm the Gillian McKeith at the rave. I am. I'm not. I'm like. I remember. Right. This is a funny story. We done 12 pubs at Christmas. Right. We done 12 pubs at Christmas, and basically 11th pub we were in, like, I think the National, right? And then we fell in with this guy, and he's like, here, I have 2 tickets to Fatboy Slim in the Telegraph building. Do you want to go? And I thought, what a fucking unreal 12th pub. We got the tickets for free. He just had spares. Friends weren't able to go, so I thought, like, right, me and my friend, I was like, let's go. So we went, and we were just like you know, like tipsy. Like, even though we had done 12 pubs, we were doing it quite.
Was this recently?
This is about maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
And you know, I like, you know what I am like. I'm always like, you know, telling people off. I'm like, like, I am just a wee Granny McGee, which I don't think people would think.
No.
Sure they wouldn't, but we were in the Telegraph building, and there was this wee girl, and God love her, she was off her nuts. And she was just like dancing about, but she looked like, you know, she'd seen me, and she's like, oh my God, like, Gerry, like, I know you, like that. And you know, she was talking 90 mile an hour, but she looked very like flustered, and she just didn't look right, and like her eyes were really like dilated, and I was like, no need, like the wee girl's like just trying to have a good time, and I'm like, hey girl, I was like, look, you know, someone's done a pill here, haven't they? And then she's like, oh my God, like, yes, like, I'm so scared, like, I don't know what to do. And I was like,
oh, she's freaking out?
She was freaking out, so she was, God love her. And I was all like, look, Pat, I was like, look, like, calm down. I was like, look, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Like, the best thing for you to do is just to drink water, stay hydrated, and you know, like, just try to relax your mind, because if you start to panic, then it's going to get worse for you. And like, look, eventually, like, you'll feel okay, like, it'll be 100%. And I was like, give me a wee hug, Pet, and just make sure, you know, do you know where your friends are? And like, I'm that person at a rave. Do you know what I mean?
So nice,
like,
though.
what a buzzkill. Like, I'm top to Frank. I'm like, are you okay?
At least she had a friendly face, which was freaking out.
I know.
That's
but,
nice.
I know, but no, it was funny. So it was.
But
tell me you're 30 without telling me you're 30. Like,
get old. Now you're in the prime, man, in your prime. But yeah, no, I'm happy I done Ibiza later rather than earlier.
Later,
yeah. Sucked in, very handy.
It is.
But even when I went over for my season when I was 21, my mum and dad like were iffy about me going.
Iffy, because it does have the rep. Like,
it has the rep of this big party drug scene.
Yeah.
But they came and visited me then whenever I was living there, and they were like, "Oh no, we actually see why you want to live here. Like,
live there. It's beautiful, stunning. And like, that's the thing. Anybody listening, if Ibiza is a place that you've never been and you're maybe curious of going, I can't recommend it enough. Like, it's just,
you know what, I
like, Old Town Ibiza and the hippie markets,
and they're just exploring the island. It's stunning. The beaches and everything.
It's Vedra. Oh,
like, it's on. Even people who I've spoke to people and they were like, "Oh, I've never go to Ibiza," and I'm like, "What? Why? It's literally one of the most beautiful places on this entire."
Well, I always said if I ever go, I would love to get married in Ibiza.
That's one of my places.
I'd love to either get married or
oh my God, maybe we should just get married.
Or married or engaged, girl. I think we've we're not each other's type. We've you're my sister. Sisters. Stop. Do you remember one time somebody wrote to and was when they thought we were dating or something? Was it?
I think so. Yeah. What was that?
I can't remember.
We were at something and someone was like, "Who's dating?"
And then we're like, "No." We're like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, right, don't need to be dating."
I love it. You're used to on the mic. You're on the mic every week now as well on the radio.
On the radio, but this is why this is fun, right? So with radio, I love radio, but like with radio, it's a certain type of like. Kind of like you are very much like you are in the background. You know what I mean? Like, as in you are the person in the office, or like, you know, you're making sure that you're playing good music, or you're maybe doing certain things.
Are you picking all the music and all too?
So the music would be kind of scheduled, but then you kind of our section would be like a jukebox. So then a lot of it would be song request based.
Okay, yeah.
So then you WhatsApp in, and then we can put the songs on. So we can put songs on for you. Yes.
Right. Okay.
But then you would kind of have like a brief kind of like overview of kind of like certain
music.
So because each show's different, you kind of have to stick to like a certain genre style.
Yeah.
Ours is like a Friday afternoon, so ours is like all very like upbeat, fun, like dance music, get ready for the weekend, which is fun.
That is fun.
Yeah.
That's good crack. Yeah, because I remember
Meanwhile, then
hearing
in the
you-
evening, you have more like the quiet ones, like you're like Taylor Swift and that type of stuff.
Yeah, how long have you been doing it now? You've been in a while.
You don't know, about 2 years.
Yeah, you loving it?
I love it. And do
Yeah.
you know what? Like the people are great. Everybody I work with in there is great. Like it's a very
You do it with
Jordan.
That's right,
So
yeah.
Jordan, do it with Jordan. She's fantastic. And like, do you know what? Like everybody's so friendly, so nice, so welcoming. We're all now going to be doing the Belfast Marathon, but I'm having
Are
ball.
you?
Yeah, oh, fuck, don't even.
Is that why you're running all the time?
Fuck yeah. But do you know whenever like you agree to something like, but it's kind of like, do you know, like, will we maybe get matching tattoo? Yeah, like I'm game, but like it doesn't really happen, or like,
Yeah.
It was kind of, I was like, yeah, like
Let's
I was,
do it.
and then it was like, right, you're on leg 5, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Like,
How much do you have to run?
5.5 mile.
Oh my god, right.
But I'm
okay.
having a lot of bother with the running. I think it's either the shoes, but I'm going to physio tomorrow. But like that's boring.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Belfast, we're all doing Belfast Marathon.
I feel like every man, woman, child, and granny's doing a run
Doing,
at the minute.
everything is running at the minute. And this is why it's pissing me off, because I can't get, like, I have the fitness, but I can't get the running right.
Yeah.
I keep hurting my leg. It's just like a sharp pain.
I fucking hurt my back the other day dancing. I was like, what does that tell me? I was like,
I know. Wait, let's get into this.
What, the dancing?
I love it, but like, you know me though.
Very sober rave. Yeah,
How was that? So you went to the sober rave. How was that?
It was actually.
Was that on like a
unreal.
balcony or something, or like a
So it's a
rooftop?
place called Liminal Space Studios in
Uh-huh.
Belfast. It's a girl called Kerry who owns it, and she does like loads of different stuff in there. So a couple of
My
weeks
God,
ago,
right.
I done yoga celium, which is like doing yoga with mushrooms, and it was like, oh, it was beautiful. But then
Yeah.
they do like ceremonies all the time, like loads of different stuff in there all the time. But this one's like ecstatic dancing, so it's like a sober rave. So you just meet and you meet all these like-minded people, and everyone's just dancing to like music. But it's like, go
So
ahead.
can I ask then? See it. So I remember seeing clips of it that you had put up, and it looked really cool. And the thing what I thought was cool about it was everybody looked very, I'd say, like free. Like there was no real like limitation to anyone's movement. Everyone was just free flowing. But
Everyone
can
was
I ask
free.
at the start? Is it very like? Is it maybe like? Does it take a while to like loosen up? Do you know, nearly like the
I
Tin
think
Man? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think it would be if you're not used to it. So
Right.
I have done a lot of ecstatic dancing on my travels. So
Okay.
I used to go like every week in Thailand.
Uh-huh.
So I was very used to it. At the very start, I was always in my head. Like people
Like,
are
yeah,
watching
the
me,
in your head
and it
thing,
does-
like-
But see, once you break past the
Yeah.
belief that you're like people are watching you, people are judging you,
Yeah.
your whole body just then moves freely to the music.
Right,
So now
okay.
I'm very good at just getting straight into it.
Straight into it, right?
But there were, I'd say there probably was a few people there who maybe have like, been like not as like free, but I'm
yeah,
just
like
fucking nuts.
I likely would be a stiff dick. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I'd be like,
But it was really good to like meet like-minded people, like spiritual
yeah, that
people at
gets,
home.
yeah, no, completely.
Yeah, no, it was fucking sick. I loved it.
Uh-huh.
And if you're about Belfast and you want to do something different, like, you want to
Yeah.
try something new, push it out of the comfort
But
zone.
that's the thing. There's so many.
Give it a go.
This is the thing. That's why you don't need to move, because there's so many new things coming up in Belfast,
Yeah.
isn't there? Like it's great.
No, I do. I feel like I want to try and
Yeah.
find a gaff in here. I'm actually thinking about maybe buying a van and living in a van.
What?
I don't know. It's an idea. I can see myself living in a van, driving to the podcast, and then driving to like freaking Galway for the weekend or something. Do you know what I mean?
Like work. Like.
But you know, like a van is
But this is, and I'm gonna call you out, right?
Okay.
This is the part where, like, so, like, say anybody else where it's maybe a bit more like, you know, like the people in the dungarees and like they're really, really cool and they're like, yeah, like let's get a Volkswagen camper van, and then they do it up really nice and whatever and blah blah blah. You'd get the bed and all installed in the van, and then you'd go and do something else.
Yeah.
This is the so
Do you think?
100%. Or either you would live in the van, and I just know rightly that the van would be a tip.
Tip?
Because you are messy, girl.
I'm not that bad.
No,
I'm not too bad. No, in my own space. I like
Maybe
to
you've
keep tidy.
improved, have you?
Hey?
Maybe you've
When did you
improved.
see my messiness?
Lauren told me, girl.
Lauren?
Was it Lauren?
Emily.
Emily.
It would
Was
have
it?
been Emily, but it would have been because of my beef at party era.
I party era,
When
right?
I'm not in, when I'm a party era, I'm a messy bastard. Like, 'cause
Right.
I'm just always
No,
hungover and
I
shit.
think we all are. We all are. Actually, you know what? I can't talk. And it was Lauren would like to see mine. And whenever I lived in Ibiza, my room was a tip.
Yeah, no, when
No.
I'm a partier, I'm a messy
Because you're in that
bastard.
student mentality,
Yeah.
kind of, aren't you? It's
But
not.
when I'm like in this
Yeah.
era, my whole room is spotless. Like, as in.
Oh, really? Right. Okay. Wait,
I can't-
apologies. Cut that bit out then.
I'm not putting it out.
You're like
Taking me out of the pod.
You're like, you fucking nasty bitch. Like, who the fuck does this cunt think he is coming on my podcast and saying that I don't tidy my room?
No, I for my own mental clarity, I need a clean space.
I know, I'm the same.
I can't fucking work. I'm like all over the place.
And you know, I'm actually a hypocrite. I am quite messy sometimes.
But yeah, it just depends on what mood I'm in. If I'm in a low mood, I might feel a bit of mess going on.
But it is, very.
But then once you clean it up, then you feel great.
You feel better. Do you know I actually got this from you? It actually was you. God, I feel really bad saying that now because you actually are like a wee Mrs. Hinch. Because it was you that said about something that no matter what you do every morning, when you wake up, make your bed.
Make your bed, yeah.
Yeah. I got that from you, and I'm not gonna lie. Like it's like as soon as you like jump out of bed and make it, like don't go somewhere, don't whatever, because you'll get back in it, or you feel lethargic or whatever. Make your bed, and that's it. It's cleared, ready for the day.
And also, what happens is whenever you get up and you make a bed, as soon as you wake up, because you're putting effort into doing something, it releases dopamine in your brain, which and it gives you more motivation.
And you're like, right, what next type of thing. Yeah. Do you ever do grounding?
Grounding?
Like, you know, whenever your bare feet in the ground?
I done that 2 nights. Oh my God, I literally done it 2 nights ago in my garden. Because I felt it was the full moon. I was like,
was that whenever like your wee brother took?
Yeah, he videoed me. My family think I'm nuts. So I was in the garden, literally dancing in my bare feet, like about the place, just in my own wee world, loving life. Joseph films and I was like, he is literally, he put in the family group chat, I was like, he has lost the fucking plot. Because people were like walking down the street, like on their walk through their house, and they'll probably see me. I'm like, I don't care. Mummy came out and she was like, can you not do that so openly? I was like, why? Who cares?
Oh God.
But that was good. It felt amazing. Actually, we have some questions for you. Someone says, would you ever do a pod yourself? And do you have any plans for the future? I hate when people ask what your plans are for the future.
I have no plans for the future.
Yeah,
I just want to make that clear. Day by day. I would love to do a podcast, but I feel like I'm at the point where I'm still trying to research it all. So that's why like it's fun coming on to like your podcast and seeing kind of what it's like and stuff. Yeah. But at the minute I'm still like listening to loads of different podcasts and just trying to find what is my what is my thing.
Yeah, and you're also flat to the mat.
But I would love to like I just love podcasts. Yeah. Like, I love listening to them. So it's something I would love to do.
Did you have one saying you were going to do one a while ago?
But you see, this is the thing I keep saying, and I'm like, oh, that fell into the back burner. I'm going to do it, and then like life gets in the way. So it is a goal. I just don't want to commit to saying when.
You need to commit as well because it actually does.
It is, and
don't realize how much time
oh
and
my
effort
God!
it takes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's commitment for sure.
I just need to make sure the runway's clear and then the plane can take off. Does that make sense?
That's a good way to put it. You've all these wee
sayings and isms. I know.
I love it. How is it like being gay in Belfast, and how did you come to accept all the people looking and talking about you?
Are they? Well, I don't know. Thanks for letting me know. No, but
sort of ties into the next one as well. Someone just mentioned like, how did you find coming out being gay in such a small-minded country?
Well, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. Whenever I came out, the first person I came out to was my dad. My dad was so accepting, and he gave me the best advice. He was very much like, look, son, don't. I was very much like, I wasn't sure who I was, because I think it takes a long time before you can fully comfortably, you know, like look in the mirror and say that you are gay. Do you know what I mean? You kind of, it's that thing that you're always trying to suppress. But I was very much like confused, and he was very much like, look, son, you know, like you need to figure out who you are. I wouldn't be, don't announce or don't feel the need or pressure to declare who you are to people until you know who you are. Yeah. But don't waste any time trying to figure that out, because life goes by like that. That's what he said, and I thought it was really good advice. Yeah,
that's really
and that's
nice.
from like a male figure. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's why I have a lot of like, I really do like look up to my dad. Like he's
that's amazing.
Yeah. So I was very, very lucky, and you know, I've always had a support system that allowed me to be me. And yeah, like to be honest, like you know, I've had the hardships too. Like we've all had, but I think growing up here, it is hard. But like, it's like this. It's like, for a long time I was very resentful and hated who I was. And I think that's why I got into this line of work, because I really felt so much shame that I felt the need to overcompensate. Like, right, if people maybe like me for being like funny, then maybe I might like myself a bit more despite the fact that I'm gay. Like, do you know, things like that? And it's very fucked up, to be honest. And I think once you start doing work on yourself and self-reflecting and stuff, you start to really understand who you are as a person. And I don't know, so
I think from doing this, what we do, I feel like it actually makes you try and figure out who you are more.
But
as well.
That's the scary part, because you're doing it online. Yeah. So you're figuring it all out on the internet. Yeah, so you're like, that's the thing. I look back 5 years ago when I used to be very in your face and like, look at me, and you know, and I'm very like, you know, I was very like, I don't give a fuck what people think, and it's like, oh my god, I cared so much.
Same.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Exact same.
And it's kind of like, you go through that kind of thing, and then I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? And then I kind of realized, like, wait a minute, like, you kind of need to learn and really understand who you are as a person, like the good, the bad, and the ugly, and, you know, get to the place of accepting who you are, and, you know,
because it takes a while to accept.
It takes time.
Even when you come out, like I came out to my friend when I was 17, but to my family when I was like 19.
19, yeah.
And I didn't have the best experience, to be honest. I didn't.
And for some people, they come out and it's this very liberating feeling where they feel like oh, that weight's been lifted.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't like that. No.
And it took me a good few. It took me
most of my 20s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it took me about 8 years. Yeah.
To fully like.
And I was like, everybody knew I was gay and whatever, but like I just
fully accept.
I just felt it's hard to describe.
Yeah. I think I don't know when I fully accepted. Maybe it was definitely in the past few years anyway.
Yeah. And you know, for a long time I very felt like I was incapable of being loved and things like that and stuff. And there was a lot of like real like kind of fucked up conditioning kind of, you know, in my like mind. Like I believed these things about myself, and nobody made me feel this way, but I just believed it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of, you have to, and I kind of got to a place where I was like, look, the world can be a cruel place. There's horrible people in the world, but the world's also a beautiful place. There are so many nice and loving and accepting people, but you kind of have to give that to yourself. And you're like, you know, it very much, everything is like a domino effect. If you are like negative and self-loathing and hate yourself and whatever, you're going to project that onto people, and you're going to be around people that you're going to be attracted to people who are also like that. Hurt people kind of you know, come together, like, do you know, that type of thing. Meanwhile, once you kind of really build a relationship with yourself, you'll build healthier relationships. Do you know what I mean? Everything's it's all, and I'm not really big into the spiritual stuff like he is, but like that, it is that kind of thing. But it does come to the point of where you have to take that hard look in the mirror and really understand who you are, like, you know, and
go deep in,
you know, which is very uncomfortable. But it's the most, like, it's like what you get from it. That's the most liberating thing for me. So coming out wasn't necessarily liberating. Doing the work and really knowing who I was. It is a journey, but it is a great journey. And the same, like, you know, I wouldn't, you know.
And this person asking, with all the people looking and talking about you, I think that that might be in your own head. Because realistically, people are just concerned about their own lives. Majority of people are just concerned about their own lives.
So this is the thing. So in regards to that, if something's behind my back, or actually, I don't really, point blank, if anyone has anything kind of to say about me, and this is the thing, I genuinely, the only people that matter to me are the people that are closest to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like my friends, my family, like loved ones, things like that. You know, like they're the people that matter to me. But then it's like, in regards to, like, I calmly don't care what people think about me, like, in regards, like, talking about me and things like that and stuff. Because, number one, if someone's saying something about you, whether it's behind your back or in a group or online or whatever, it's none of your business. Like, as in, it's none of my business.
Yeah.
It's none of my business what somebody thinks about me. They're entitled to think that. They can think what they want. Their thoughts aren't always facts. They can have an ill-informed opinion. But, like, if you're spending your life running around trying to convince everybody to like you, not everybody's meant to like you, and you don't like, if you think about it, you don't like everybody either.
No, definitely not.
But it's kind of the thing. This is the thing, there's a lot of people I don't like, but I don't go around hating on them.
Yes.
I'm nearly more like, it's kind of like if I was in Tesco's, I don't really like them, I'll just go a different direction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to annoy myself. So I don't understand these types of people that really allow somebody, like, I really don't like them and I really need to feel the need to say something, and like I let this fester inside me. That's not good for you.
No, it's really,
do you know
really
what I mean?
not.
Like if you don't like us, like flick over, or like, you know, go on a different page, move away. Like, you know, don't annoy yourself with it. And, you know, and I always say this, anybody that doesn't like me, try fucking living in this fucking head. Fuck me, I'm in here 24 fucking 7 days a fucking week. No, like try living in it. You don't like me, I have to live in it. Fuck, that's that. And that's on period. Seriously.
Oh, I love that. Oh my god.
Fuck.
But yeah, no, Shannon said something, or was it Shannon Dervla said something recently, like, for those, what is it? Those who mind don't, I can't even remember the saying.
There's another one. What Susie says about Sally says more about Susie than it does Sally.
Yeah.
So if you think about it and you're in a group, right? I mean, if you've ever been in this situation, you know that person that's chatting shit about everybody.
Yeah.
You kind of realise, wait a minute, like, they've chatted shit about so many people that it's kind of insignificant what they're even saying. It has no meaning because they're just chatting shit for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. A lot of times people just do it because they're either like bored
or unhappy with
it's
themselves.
a bored thing. Like 1 minute you could be like, oh fuck, I can't stand them. They're such a twat. Blah blah blah. Here, what's for dinner? Like
Yeah.
it's like, or like, what's in the fridge? Like it's pantomime.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Take it with a pinch of salt. And if you're going to get into this line of work, I think you have to be very aware of that.
Oh, you have
You
to.
know, it's like take it with a pinch of salt.
You can't let it get to you.
You can't, no,
Like,
because
I think when I-
because it can get to you, and if it
fucking
does get
big
to you,
time.
it fucks you over. Like it can.
Like, I went through months and months and months
Yeah.
when I first started. I was like,
Yeah,
hits of
because
hell.
it's overwhelming. Like it is.
But then you sort of get stronger.
But
from
it's
it too.
it's what you have to really know who you are. Like once you're at a point in your life where you really comfortably know who you are, and like you can say, I comfortably don't care what people think about me. That's whenever
It's
you're
when you
kinda-
get to know
You get
yourself.
to know yourself. You're kind of like, do you know
That's-
what? Like
I think-
I know who I am.
Yeah.
So like you can think what you want, and like that, like it's neither right or wrong. It's only perception. It's how you perceive me.
Yeah.
But I know me.
Yeah, I love that.
You know,
And I think as
nobody's
well-
walked a day in anyone's shoes, so you
No.
know that's.
I think that's what I was saying initially, where I was like, I think from doing this job, it makes you get to know yourself. Maybe
Yes,
it forces you to, because
Yes.
then you have to, because of the
I get
opinions.
you. Yeah.
If that makes sense, I think
I get you.
it speeds it up in some sort of way. So we're gonna move on to our final wee segment. So this is tell us your cracks. So everyone just sends in like their dilemmas weekly, and we'll just sort of
Right.
try and answer them.
Okay, right.
And
I
try
love
and give our
this.
best advice. To be fair, like do not
Yeah.
take our absolute word for it, but
Right.
try our best.
So, but I'm gonna try and get. I'm gonna take this really serious.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah. My partner is a binge drinker, and when the weekend comes, he seems so unhappy when there is no drink in his hand. Any advice, guys? Ooh. Sorry to hear that, love.
Oh. Do you want to go first, or do you?
That's a hard one.
That's a hard. So it's, I suppose it's kind. It's would need a wee bit more context. So like, you know, I think the one thing, if it's clearly something that annoys the person.
It sounds like it annoys both of yous.
Yeah. So
Um,
somebody maybe feels the need that maybe they've got into like a habit with drinking, or like they can't go out without drinking, or like the weekend's very much like for partying, that type of
Yeah.
thing. If it was me, I would likely, I think it's being mindful of, is it binge drinking, or is it something that could eventually be like a problem?
Yeah.
And I think the way to work that out is maybe at the weekend, maybe try to, at the start, maybe suggest like, look, you know, maybe will we maybe try like going sober for a month, and then we can maybe use the money and book a holiday together, or
Yeah.
like, you know, like more like
Wholesome.
an uplifting, suggestive type of thing.
Yeah.
Or you could maybe be like, look, why don't we maybe do like try to maybe do like more, like be a bit more open-minded with like, maybe we go see like alpacas, like, do you know, like, I know that sounds so fucking random, but
No,
you know,
yeah.
trying to do things socially that's outside the box, things that you maybe don't usually do, see how that goes. If that's rejected or shut down, we're like, no, what the fuck, like I'm going out or whatever. And if you feel like if you're in a relationship where you feel like that's always kind of the thing, where you're in a relationship technically with somebody and alcohol,
Yeah.
then I think if you feel like you're not getting somewhere, I think it's time to then likely have a conversation and let them know how it makes you feel. Like, look, to be honest, I don't want to be drinking all the time. I don't really like you drinking all the time. I understand, like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but to be honest, like, you know, could you maybe consider maybe cutting down or this or that, and see kind of how that conversation goes. But the thing is, when it comes to that type of stuff, it's like you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it.
Yeah.
But it will drink the 10 glass. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so you can't really, you're kind of restricted. Like, and I suppose it's kind of, you don't look at it through the lens of your partner, look at it through the lens of you. Make a suggestion of trying to do sober activities.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, then say how you feel and how this is annoying you, or what you would like to improve in your relationship, how it makes you feel, or how you feel like it is with your relationship. And then if you feel like that's not being taken on, then they're not taking on your needs or how you feel, and then it kind of shows that they nearly prioritize like socializing in that way, or binge drinking or alcohol over the
you.
actual relationship
Yeah.
itself. And then if you're kind of at that point, then I think you need to ask yourself, is this something that you can live with? Is this something that you can kind of see past? Or is this something where it doesn't align with the type of person you want to be? And that would be the advice I would give.
That was very good advice.
Do you
to be
think?
fair.
I know
Yeah,
it's
very good
because
advice.
it's a tricky one.
It is a hard one. And even I'm just thinking of my own self. Like I feel like it being in like Ireland,
Yeah.
especially obviously there's such a big drinking culture.
So it's kind of like you saying that you nearly feel like the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Which
It is kind of hard, and like it is kind of hard to not drink and stuff. But
Yeah.
it is easier whenever you make plans to
Yeah.
do something else.
But I think
because-
it's better to go from an encouraging approach as opposed to
Yeah.
like a lecturing approach. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like,
maybe
don't
try
be
to
going
be
in with a-
try the suggestive method first
see what he says
and see
if-
how that's received.
And you have to remember as well, like if it is having like a big negative effect on you, you need to put yourself
You
first.
have to put yourself
always.
first, always.
So yeah, I would say wholesome activities.
Well, I got coffee in my eye.
Blinded. But yeah, thank you so much for sending in your wee dilemma, and I hope
Hope that all
you
works out for you.
work it out and let us know how you get on. My best friend is getting so dry with me and is fine with everyone else, and they are annoyed because I'm going on holiday and missing a concert we had planned. It wasn't a big thing. I give them my ticket for free, and they are just getting beyond the point of a friend and more of someone I know. Just
Go
someone I
on, say it again.
know. It was a bit confusing.
There's a lot. I need to follow
Basically,
this.
her best friend is getting dry with her.
Okay, so she's noticed that the friendship's kind of getting a wee bit like one-sided or off. Okay.
Yeah, and but the best friend is still fine with everyone else.
Okay, so it feels personal, right?
Yeah, and she is now going on holiday, but she's missing a concert that she had planned with her best friend. That wasn't really a big thing, and she has give her ticket back to the best friend for free, and they are getting beyond the point of a friend and more of just someone I know. She just feels like she just knows her and she's not her best friend anymore.
Okay. Right.
I would say like people, if I don't know, people then like may drift apart, and you may as you grow yourself as a person, you might grow apart from people because you're just different people.
Yeah.
Which
Which is completely fine.
Yeah.
Completely fine. And this is kind of what I would say. I would say everything's worth a conversation. Always I think always give something the opportunity of a conversation. Nobody, like whether like a friendship drifts or whatever, blah blah blah. You were once good friends. Do you know what I mean? You have memories together. You have this. You don't want it to become this awkward thing where somebody feels so like alien to you now, and you're like, oh gosh, it's awkward and uncomfortable. And it's like, how did we get here? Have the conversation. Just be like, look, to be honest, I just feel like we've maybe grown apart. Can we have a conversation? If we're maybe best not being like as close as we once were, that's completely fine. But I just think maybe having a talk, because we've obviously been such good friends and we've shared so many experiences together. Like I just thought, could we maybe chat, or is everything okay? Have I done something I maybe am not aware of, or how are you feeling? Like just try to get some insight into what's happened.
Yeah.
Try to have that conversation. All you can do is offer the olive branch. If the olive branch is not going to be met, then the best advice I would say is stop watering a dead plant.
Yeah, fair.
Like literally, like you've tried to reach out. You've already gave the ticket. You've tried, but that's not trying. Even though I know where you're coming from, where you feel like you've gave a token and you feel like it's not being appreciated, which I completely understand. But you kind of have to. You like you need a conversation.
You need to have a conversation.
You need to have a conversation because there's a lot of you're likely both misreading a lot of things.
Especially if she's being dry with you, she obviously has stuff going on in her head as well.
Yes, and there could be things that you don't realise has happened that's making her feel a certain way. So having that conversation gets everything on the table, gets everything resolved. And even if it's resolved and it's like, look, we're maybe best just not being friends. I think we've maybe grown apart. Don't take that personally. That is life. Like that does sometimes happen. Like that's happened to me with really, really close friends.
Yeah.
But like we still have so much respect for one another. We still like, if we see each other, it's always so refreshing and nice and whatever. But sometimes people go in different directions. We're always growing. We're always evolving. We're always changing. And that person might have had such a valuable part in your life in that moment, but maybe they're not meant to be into the next chapter. But that doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. We're always looking at things as like doom and gloom or the end of the world, and it's like it's not always that way.
Yeah.
Like walk away in harmony. Do you know what I mean? But like you shouldn't have to be watering a dead plant just for a friendship.
No.
Like a friendship is effort. It should be reciprocated. So you should be obviously extending the olive branch to have the conversation. But if they're not willing to have the conversation with you, then it kind of says how they value the friendship, and the friendship's kind of expired.
100%, and energy needs to be coming from both sides.
Both
100%.
sides. It's a two-way street. In friendships, relationships, everything. You have to feel like as if you're able to communicate comfortably, and you have to also feel like as if you're being understood.
Yeah.
And your feelings and your needs are being met, and you are both making the effort with one another. And if one person isn't, it's not going to work. It's one-sided.
100%. I would just have the conversation and just be sweet and like sort of probably.
And don't be argumentative. Like sometimes I've learned in life, arguing gets nothing resolved because you are projecting, then somebody then feels like they're being attacked, so then they put a wall up and then they project back, and then so much noise is happening that there's no actual conversation, there's no listening.
I'm not an
It's just
arguer either.
I'm not either. I'm
can't.
very if someone argues, I'm like, don't disturb my peace.
Yeah. 100%.
Don't raise your voice. Don't just like I don't like it.
I can't argue. If
No.
I freeze, I don't know what to say. My brain
I
goes blank.
I can have a confrontation, but I don't like arguing.
Yeah.
Do you know? But by a confrontation, I'm like, look, come in, you maybe have a straight up, honest conversation. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's get it fixed.
That's sort of that.
And even if it is like, look, do you know what? We're going to agree to disagree. Let's shake hands, walk away. Like everybody does. Like nobody needs to be walking in a Tesco's and be like, oh fuck. Like,
yeah,
you know,
100%. And especially someone that you're best friends with.
yeah, it's the most horrible feeling. Horrible.
So if you do bump into them, you can have a nice wee
You want
catch
to
up.
catch up, yeah.
Like I have so many people who were best friends and we just drifted because we're a different path, and like never seen them, we'd literally just have a big great catch up.
Great catch up,
yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's it. Everybody's, you know, we're all.
We'll do one more dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
This can't be real. I
What?
found my boyfriend cheating with my mom. What should I do? BTW, love you both. Surely not. But to be fair, I know of someone who's done something similar.
Fuck off.
So that's a bit nuts. Isn't that crazy? I found my boyfriend cheating with my mom. What should I do? I don't know what you may do in that situation. That's actually fucked. I would like. I don't know if that it could be real. It probably could be.
Well, let's suppose it's real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Break up with a boyfriend immediately.
Immediately.
Oh, no, it's awkward because you need to
Oh
know the
my
relationship
God.
with the mom. The mom. It sounds American. The mummy. You need to know the relationship. We need more details, I would say, but I can't even put myself in their shoes because I can't think of my mad doing that.
Like that's a no going back.
That's like a Jeremy Kyle show.
If I wouldn't even go on the show.
No.
If it was, oh my God, like I can't even wrap my head around that. If dump the boyfriend, dump your ma as well.
Dump your ma, yeah. That's a bit hectic.
And like. I'd start a new life. That's no, literally, like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a bit intense. I don't know. Sack your ma off. It's awkward.
And there's no you can't advise for that. And you know what I would say? Do you know what actually serious advice? If this is real and this is genuine, honestly, get into therapy. And I genuinely mean that because that's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
And like I think you need to deal with that. I don't think we're going to be able to help you with that one. But if this is real, I am really, really sorry that you have went through this.
Yeah, fair, same.
But
I send you so much love because that is hectic.
But like, oh my God, if this isn't real, and imagine there's somebody watching like fucking idiot. Is it? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Well, let us know how you get on. But yeah, definitely therapy's a good answer for that.
No, it is. Yeah.
Right, so we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you all so much for everyone who sent their dilemmas. There's quite a few more here, but we didn't get a chance this week. But we'll send more next week and we might be able to answer.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much to your incredible guest this week, Mr. Gerry Lavs.
How did it do? Was it all right?
It was freaking amazing.
All right, was it? Okay, good. I know, because you know what? You go on a podcast and you're like, what the fuck did I just say? I can't even remember. Like a load of shit. So if you're still listening, apologies.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And thank you all so much for listening. If you would mind doing us a massive favour and hitting the follow or subscribe button, it really means a lot. And yeah, we will see you next week. So yeah.
Well, you'll not see me, but Shannon will be back.
Shannon's coming back, actually, yes.
Everyone. Shannon, you'll be glad to hear.
I actually missed her, you know.
I say so.
I missed her.
Stop.
So yeah, Shannon's back next week and we will see you then. Love yous. Bye.